Thanks. All right, 5:30 now, connect to the Capitol. Lots to talk about in our monthly segment with Governor McKee. He's in. Let's begin with that pause in federal funding possibly impacting the bridge, and then there was the larger pause that the brakes have been put on. Governor, thanks for coming in. Nice to see you again.
Hey, Gene, thanks for the opportunity.
All right, narrowly, with regard to the bridge funding, the $220 million, your DOT director said that had only to do with Green Deal projects, which led to some confusion when the congressional delegation put out an alarming, we want confirmation. They never mentioned Green New Deal. What is your view with regard to the safety of that money coming in, narrowly speaking?
Well, narrowly speaking, we feel very comfortable that's going to come our way.
Okay.
But at the same point in time, our congressional delegation, led by Senator Reid, really was instrumental in myself working with the Biden administration to bring those grants in. So we'll follow their lead in terms of the business that has to do in Washington. They'll keep us posted on it. But I think in the end, you're going to see that the appropriation is coming. But I think the important thing there, Gene, it's not going to stop us from doing the demolition. It's not going to stop us from putting the contract in place to build a new bridge. And we have financing in place that if we have to spend time to get that money, we'll be able to offset. Okay. This is not going to delay the project there.
Okay, so narrowly with regard to the 220 in bridge funding, you believe that is coming in. Now, in a larger sense, what just happened today with the freezing of $3 trillion worth of loans and funding and grants to the agencies, do you believe that in any way would impact bridge funding? And then you could talk about the other things you know it will impact. And by the way, we ought to add that if you're just joining us, the federal judge just blocked the president from doing that. So go ahead, Governor.
Yeah, so long-term strategies here, we're preparing for the worst, but at this point in time, we shouldn't be overreacting. I think the things that, since President Trump has been in office, a lot of alarming things are coming our way, and if we get something that's really going to impact us in a devastating way, we'll talk about it. So we're meeting with our finance people right now, our finance office, to kind of determine what the worst case scenario could be and what the plan could be for that if that comes our way. But I think what you're going to see, as you see that Medicaid is protected now, that's what they've come out, the portal's open up right now, our Medicaid office is able to get in there. I think let's see what comes our way, Gene. But we are prepared, and if the people of the state of Rhode Island are hurt by this type of executive orders, we're going to do everything we can to work with our congressional delegation to stop that negative possibility.
The White House went out of its way to say individually, if you get a check in the mail for Social Security or your student loans, your individual payments, SNAP, EBT, things like that, don't worry, the money's there. This was a block on funding going to agencies. Now, Congress appropriates the money, but the president, as the executive, executes. And he's saying, I'm putting the brakes on everything because I'm looking for waste, fraud, and abuse, and to see if all of this lines up with the mandate he says he has, having been just elected. Does he have any merit to the argument?
Well, I think that each has an opportunity to take a look at it, but I think that it should be very short term. We met this afternoon with our DOA department, Department of Administration. There could be significant pain for the people in the state of Rhode Island if it's more than just what you just said. Yep. Taking a look, getting your legs underneath you, moving forward. There is a great deal of pain coming our way if, in fact, the worst case scenario happens. So give President Trump this motion, this time frame to say, I'm taking a look at it. Yep. I can do the same thing as a governor.
You can.
I can, and if some things come happen, we've already, what alternatives does the governor have if, in fact, there's going to be big financial budget implications? Hopefully, that doesn't happen.
All right. Of all the Democrats we're hearing from today, you seem to be the calmest.
Well, I try.
Have you heard some of the stuff out there?
I have.
It's almost like they're renting their garments. You seem to be pretty calm over this.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of court. The judiciary is going to be playing a role, just like they did on the amendment, the Constitution about natural birth citizenship. You're going to see the courts. The courts are going to have to be the adults in the room on many of these cases here. We don't have a whole lot that we can do other than protest. That's fine, but I want to make sure that the plan we have, the Rhode Island 2030 plan that I bring around with everywhere I go, that we are working hard to make sure we bring up our academic outcomes, making sure we're raising incomes in the state, making sure we're healthy enough to enjoy our state, that I'm telling our cabinet members, don't let the work, the important work that needs to be done get in the way just because there's certain distractions come from Washington. We'll have to deal with what's coming. Am I happy about the chaos that is coming our way? Absolutely not.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary, and I think that President Trump promised he was going to do this, and he's doing it.
All right, 1 minute left. Let's just do a quick lightning round. With regard to Deloitte, your Republican critics, the leaders in the House and Senate, said, swap it out. You can swap them out. They're a lousy company from the get-go. I believe you indicated to me that we're in deep with them. It could cause more pain to swap it out.
Yeah, and we're successfully reopening that that portal right now,
Yeah.
right? Where we say we're taking it incrementally. That's going very well. So not only that, I want to give a shout out to the DHS, Health Source of Rhode Island. No benefits were interrupted, and that was something that happened in UHIP that I made sure that the customer service was top priority. And you're right. We're working with a company that you're going to need their cooperation if there is a transition, and they've been very professional during this crisis, and we're not happy about it. But at the same point in time, we're back online, and I would say that in a short period of time, the whole system on Rhode Island bridges will be back for public to be able to use.
And you're telling me you're not looking to swap them out, at least not right now. Let's go to the immigration raids, and I've asked you about this for weeks. You have to thread the needle. And I think you've told me that you're not going to stand in ICE's way if they come to Rhode Island. By the way, have they been in Rhode Island making raids? Do you know anything? I don't know.
There was something that happened in Central Falls today. I don't know if it was ICE or not, but a business was, I was told that a business was entered into. I'm not sure the detail on that, Gene. But look, I've been very clear, and I have been all the way through the time I'm governor. If there's people who have criminal behavior, violent, drug dealing, we are working with ICE, and we'll continue to work with ICE. Nobody wants that element in their community, whether they're here legally or illegally, right? So, but in terms of profiling, I'm not going to profile you or your family, in in the hope that you dig up something. That's our rights, and we're going to protect those rights, and we're going to make sure that we follow the Constitution. But at the same point in time, if ICE calls me up and says, hey, I got these drug lords that are somehow going to cross into your area and I want to get them, come on board. We'll certainly help make that happen.
You'll send the state police to help them if that's the scenario.
We will do what we normally would do if the state police needed to get involved to make sure that we got criminals out of the state. That's not healthy for our state to have that element here. And if we can get rid of them, I'll be happy to assist.
Great. Governor, thanks for coming in. A little warm-up. You'll be on the radio with me next week. We'll continue it.
Let's do it.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Governor.
you.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.